This is Sakshi Singh, intern at ubAdvocate, and the topic for this video is Traditional Knowledge Digital Library. As per the definition given by WIPO, traditional knowledge is a knowledge, skills, and practices that are developed, sustained, and passed on from generation to generation within a community, often forming part of its culture and spiritual identity. Traditional knowledge is a controversial and complicated issue, and discussions are going on internationally regarding safeguarding traditional culture. Proper documentation of such knowledge will help prevent biopiracy, boost economy, develop healthcare needs, and advance scientific research. Back in the year of 1995, when two Indians at the University of Mississippi Medical Center sought a patent for the wound healing properties of turmeric. Once the patent was granted, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research (CSIR) successfully challenged it with the argument that this information was a part of India's traditional knowledge and thus any patent sought for it would be an act of biopiracy. The patent so granted was thus withdrawn, but it took 10 years for its withdrawal. In order to ensure the traditional knowledge is not misappropriated, in the year of 2001, CSIR, under the chairmanship of Dr. V.K. Gupta, entered into an MOU with the Department of Ayush under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. According to the 11th five-year plan, CSIR has been given the responsibility of systematically documenting traditional knowledge using books of Unani, Ayurveda, and other medical systems available in the public domain in the form of existing literature. CSIR thereafter entered into MOUs with the patent offices of various nations in order to give them access to the digital library. When we see the impact of traditional knowledge digital library, we can find that till the year of 2008, around 85,000 traditional knowledge were given as patent around the world. Also, the digital library had helped for the withdrawal of many of the patents, and the process of withdrawal of patents are still going on. The next part is the inherent structure defects, which includes issue of basic premise. So the property rights regime for protection of traditional knowledge. It is well known to everyone that intellectual property rights are given to that person who had created or invented a new thing that is useful for the society. But the concept of intellectual property rights are a bit complicated in terms of traditional knowledge because we don't know who are the owner of the traditional knowledge or who had created the traditional knowledge, because of which many Western legal concepts do not consider the traditional knowledge as a prior art or as a part of intellectual property rights, because the proprietary rights are not given to a particular person, and um, and that is why they are able to give any traditional knowledge as a patent to the person who are applying for it. Next issue is the issue of competency. One of the major problem is that many patent offices consider that only doing changes in traditional knowledge or substituting one thing from another will be a new thing and we can give patent over it. One of the example is the aloe vera gel for the treatment of dry eyes, which is prescribed in the Ayurvedic text. So here it was argued that it is one of the traditional knowledge of India. But the problem here was that what the patent office said, that in the Ayurvedic text we use clear water, but here the patent applicant had used the chlorinated water. So we will consider it as a patent and we will give patent to that particular person. In conclusion, the Traditional Knowledge Digital Library is safeguarding the India's traditional knowledge, but its own system is also prohibiting some of the traditional knowledge to not be codified because they are not codified in physical form. The digital library needs some improvement into it, and also it should be accessible to everyone in the world, because those who are going to get proprietary rights over a traditional knowledge will be having some knowledge that what they are going for is already a traditional knowledge. Thank you.